Perfect. Fantastic. Live on Facebook, YouTube, all over the place. Fantastic. We got Webinar Jam firing up here any second. All right, there we go, live there. So work through the tech challenges. We're good to go, guys. So Trevor, good seeing you, man. I'm excited to do this. It's been a little bit.
It has been. I know we did something similar a year ago, and dude, I'm always pumped to work with the DealMachine community, man. I love working with you guys.
Yeah, same here. We love teaming up with you guys. I know this is something, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, to get involved with the challenge itself, just go to that dealmachine.com/carrot challenge. That's just a free registration to get the email notifications and turn in the homework really easily. But on YouTube, we've done a couple past videos before. I think it was maybe 18 months ago, something like that. We did a series of videos on our YouTube channel talking about, a lot of what we're talking about here of how do you supercharge your lead generation using that offline and online marketing approach, that inbound and inbound approach, and how that those really feed off each other. So we love teaming up with you guys for many reasons. And one of which is just how well we can work in tandem here. So
yeah, heck yeah, dude. I love
fantastic. So welcome everybody. Jump in the chat, say where you're based out of. We've got people jumping in Webinar Jam already doing that. So please say where you're watching from. Is a great opportunity for you to network with each other. Where we've been, we're on kind of midway point of this 5-day challenge. Day 3, it's a three training series. So we did the kickoff on Monday. That was Brady and I. Wednesday is Trevor and I today, and then Friday is going to be Brady and I again as well. So today is going to be featuring a lot of Trevor coming in and really teaching us long-term marketing and really how to set that foundation and think through a marketing strategy that scales over time. So really excited to have him be able to really dig into that here for us today. I know, again, over here, Matt Camp with DealMachine, a lot of what we talk through is our playbook that we've seen work literally 10,000 times over. We hit that milestone last year of 10,000 customers that have done a deal using DealMachine. It was awesome to hit that milestone, man. So
that's huge, man. Like when you think of the financial impact of that and the impact of the families, that is, I mean, it's huge. It's huge, dude. So I love it. That's a huge milestone.
Yeah, that we're very, very excited. I mean, we wouldn't be around if we're not enabling our customer success, right? So like that's a metric we really pay attention to, it, as well as like we're really proud to say we're the highest rated and reviewed mobile app to go find deals like this, to go off market, go outbound like this. So a lot of what we really do on over here is listen to you guys, listen to what you want next, and try to build that into the product and make sure if the reviews and your success is reflecting that we're on the right path. So, I think today, again, we're going to be digging into the specifics around that kind of long-term marketing, tail. But, Trevor, can you maybe, introduce yourself for everyone. I mean, I feel like everybody on here probably knows you at this point, but maybe give a little intro on yourself, your background, a little bit more about Carrot, and we can get this thing kicked off.
Dude, for sure. So yeah, Matt, thanks again for having me on here, and Brady earlier in the challenge and later. Also for those who don't know me or Carrot, I'm the CEO of a company called Carrot, Carrot.com. And we work with thousands and thousands and thousands of the top real estate investors, agents, and now we're going into home services as well, like HVAC companies and things like that. Basically, any service business that really deals with larger transactions and serves a home, someone who lives in a house or property. Okay, we help you get in front of those people through the internet. And so if you were to Google search a phrase that a motivated house seller types in, I'll show you some data here in a second and actual steps and action items to get in front of those sellers online. But we help you get in front of those motivated sellers, the ones who are already asking, how do I sell this property? And they're going to Google on their own volition, on their own choice, to type a phrase like sell my house fast in Biloxi, or how do I sell a home quickly in Oregon, or cash home buyers in Portland. If you were to look at Google, somewhere between 3 and 8 of the first 10 results in pretty much every city in America and up into Canada for motivated house sellers are using Carrot websites, or what we call lead generation hubs. And dude, the quick of it, I've been a real estate investor since 2004. I'm a buy and hold guy, love marketing, married the two together with Carrot, and shoots 10 years later now.
Yeah, congrats on the 10 years. That's amazing too. And the dominance of Carrot customers in local markets is pretty astonishing too, man. That's something to be proud of for sure.
Appreciate you, dude.
Love it. Well, yeah, I know. Just to kind of kick us off, first and foremost, I want to say nice job on the homework. If this is your first day on here, that's totally okay. We will send out the replay afterwards for both this one and day one. I would say like it's something you can bookmark, go back through. We gave a ton of information, both Brady and I, on the playbook to execute on in that first kickoff. So definitely refer back to that when it comes to understanding not only this set of 5 days, but how to continue from here, how to keep building on this foundation, how to keep going from here. So make sure to have that bookmarked and everything. Again, if you're watching on social media, just go to that dealmachine.com/carrot challenge to sign up for free to get all these replays as well emailed to you. But if you did attend day one and you showed back up to day 3, congratulations. Like, again, great job committing and getting out there and following through and showing up on through the week here. But 2, like we made it challenging. It's a challenge for a reason. Like we gave you some homework assignments that take you getting out there and actually following through and not just sitting back and listening, but really taking action on exactly what we're laying out for you. So nice job on the homework. It was really awesome to see how many people were replying to me via email. One of you on here today, before we get into the meat of this training, one of you on here today is going to win a prize worth over $3,000 going through this because you went and followed through with exactly what we laid out here. So that's going to be really fun to give away. And then outside of that too, like, hey, if you don't win that, that's okay. You've got a grand prize to be able to compete for if you follow through with the homework assignment from today. So that was really fun to go through. Trevor, I know we mentioned this a little bit last time, but is there anything from your perspective you want to touch on like why we love teaming up together and really, why these two approaches together can really supercharge your lead generation, both in the short term and in the long term?
Yeah, Matt, the biggest thing, and I want everyone to understand this, when you look at real estate, right? The biggest skill set that we need to understand and master in any business, I would say in real estate especially, is marketing. And marketing is just about understanding who your prospect is, putting a message together that resonates with that prospect, that shows them that you can help them, you can serve them, and it builds trust that you're the person who can help them. And then you get in front of them through the mediums, the channels that they're absorbing or that can get in front of them. So DealMachine does it in one way, right? It does it through your guys' amazing data products, through the driving for dollars, through direct mail. So people can use the data and the direct mail side to get in front of them through their mailbox, through a phone call, through a text message, through anything like that. But then where Carrot really picks up is when they start to hit the internet, either hitting the internet for seeking out a solution, right? Maybe they didn't get that note, or they didn't answer the call, or they didn't whatever. Now they might be hitting up the internet to really go solve the problem. Or let's say they do get your postcard or the phone call and they hang up that call and they're like, who's Matt? Who's this Matt guy? Is he legit? And what a lot of people do then is they go search on the internet to find out about you. Are they legitimate? Have they worked with other people before? And we do that in big financial decisions. So when you marry the two together, not only can Carrot help make DealMachine even more impactful and make it a higher ROI, but now you're getting in front of a whole flow of some of the most motivated house sellers you can possibly find who are going to the internet to solve their problem. So you marry the two, you've got multiple bases covered, and they're the two highest and most motivated lead sources that I can think of. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. They convert much higher than most other types of leads.
Absolutely. And the awesome thing too, I know you'll get into this within your training as well, but your guys' strategy you're teaching is something that builds on itself and keeps getting more and more effective over time. And then on the DealMachine front, like we gave you very actionable steps last time on, hey, here's how to right now go out and try to generate leads and have that quick start. And if you do those two things in tandem, you're set up for success short term, you're set up for success long term, no matter what your exit strategy is, whether you're looking to wholesale or flip or buy and hold, or you're an agent trying to generate listings. Like getting out there and being able to have that immediate impact on the outbound side and that long-term impact with what you guys can provide is really what we're trying to give you, that playbook here throughout these 5 days. So on Friday too, we'll really dig into what that short-term marketing looks like, what that looks like on my end of how to use DealMachine to really reach out to people today. But we want to make sure that while you're following through with that day one homework and while you're following through with each of these trainings, that Trevor gets in and helps you build that long-term strategy and foundation through his training today. So Yeah, I think you nailed it. And right now is such an exciting time to be able to step up and take action like this. Is there, I mean, Trevor, on your end too, being in this space, is there anything in terms of why now is such a great time to be, people on here, like investing in their education, investing in them, trying to really, execute on a strategy like this?
Dude, there's a couple dynamics. Number one, we're in a spot where the last 2 years of the economy, last 3 years, maybe even 4 years of the economy has been unpredictable, to say the least. You've seen the stock market go up and down, and it soared, and then there was the crypto huge rise, and it crashed. Now it's huge again.
Mm-hmm.
And you've seen massive layoffs in the tech sector and other sectors. Now you see things booming. The biggest thing that I'm always pumped about is like when you can start to take control of your financial future, whether it's through growing a business and wholesaling houses or flipping houses, or doing what you're doing, Matt, with DealMachine and Carrot, getting some properties to hold and buy and hold rentals, right? I was talking with some of our highest level clients, our Epic members, even the guys and gals doing in 7 figures a year on flipping and wholesaling. It's like, guys, you got to get off that income hamster wheel sometimes and stack up assets like rental real estate that can grow cash flow, grow equity, and then eventually you can stop working if you want to, or stop having to worry about the work. So, guys, now is the perfect time to buy rental property, rental real estate. I think rental demand is going to keep going up over the next 5 to 10 years. There's a lack of inventory still today that we're probably going to be working on the next 10 years in America to fill that inventory of housing. So it's a perfect time. And also just there's a lot of sellers who still want to sell and need to sell. And we're in a spot right now where I've been calling it for 4 or 5 years, where the seller is demanding more options, where the average seller 7 years ago really looked at a real estate agent as their only option, right? And now the real estate investor or the direct cash buyer is not just an option. It's now part of the real conversation with most sellers that we're talking about. They see the iBuyers like an Open Door or an OfferPad or Zillow, who was buying through Open Door. They've created that demand where people demand a cash offer now as a part of their process. So who better to give them a cash offer or a creative offer on that property than you as a local investor, local home buyer, where you can also build up some wealth and cash flow during the process while you're serving people. So perfect time, y'all. Don't wait for, oh my gosh, I'm going to try to time the market right. It's insanely hard to time the market. The best time to get into real estate is now, which is anytime. Anytime you're wanting to get in, just learn the methods and ways to get in front of those sellers and creative deal making strategies, which you guys can learn all that through DealMachine's efforts.
Yeah, and I think, on our end too, when we talk to, we have hundreds of interviews on our YouTube channel of customers who are doing deals actively and they've used DealMachine to go do deals. And the number one thing we hear over and over again is, man, I wish I did this sooner. Like that is a big regret for a lot of people. So it's something where, hey, if you can take a challenge like this and use this as a way to really change how you're thinking about things and change your momentum of where you're headed, like this is a great opportunity to follow through and not just sit back and listen, but to really start taking action. So that's our goal with this, is to help you get out there. Most investors, where they get stuck is finding those great deals. So over these 5 days, that's what our goal has been. Our mission over here is to give everyone the power of real estate investing. And like I mentioned, we've had over 10,000 deals done using DealMachine in every state. Really proud to say we're the highest rated, most reviewed mobile app to go do this outbound method. People like Ryan Haywood right here did the 30-day challenge and has done over 400 deals the last few years with this exact playbook, exactly getting out there. Patrick Martin, he's another one that he, was somebody who was brand new to this. He was sleeping in his truck trying to figure out how to change his life situation. And through him going out there and educating himself on YouTube, finding things about real estate, and then eventually DealMachine, he did 14 deals in 10 months and changed his life completely. So that's why we do it, guys. Like people like Ryan, people like Patrick. These next 3 days are going to be us going through, again, the back half of this playbook. So we've got one more live training on Friday, same time, same link, everything. That's going to be Brady and I really going through the short-term outbound marketing and what to do right now offline to couple with what Trevor's going through today. And then again, every other day, you're going to want to do that challenge homework. You're going to want to follow through and do what a bunch of people did this first time through for day one, and turn in that homework to me. And really the way to do that, again, it's going to be over email. If you're watching on social media, again, it's at dealmachine.com/carrot challenge. Go there and sign up. So that way you get the email notifications and you're able to turn in the homework. That Nelly, that's where you should go there. The link to join through the Zoom. If you're already on the webinar jam, which is our Zoom alternative right here, awesome. You're going to be getting emails from me. If you're not, make sure to reach out to me direct. But again, we're going to be giving you guys very actionable homework to follow through with each day to qualify for these grand prize giveaways. And it's going to add up to over $6,000 of free stuff if you add up our stuff and Carrot. So, not only are you getting the knowledge through this thing through 5 days, but we're trying to get, really give away as much technology and as really deal finding in a box, right, for you guys. So that's our goal throughout this entire week. The homework that was due today was actually getting out there and building a list of leads, which if you missed that was day one. That was what we covered with Brady. Really went through step-by-step exactly how to do that by driving for dollars and by pulling a list. I'll go through just a very brief, 1-2 minute overview of that before we get into Brady's training today, or the Trevor training today specifically. But that was with Brady on day one. And then we also talked about launching your lead generation hub, getting out there and launching that first website online to be able to really, again, not just listen to these trainings, but put it into practice immediately. So for the people that went through this today, let's actually give away our first giveaway here, Trevor. So
let's do it.
What I've got here, I've got everybody tagged in my inbox on that turned in this homework. Again, this is going to be worth over $3,000 of free stuff to somebody on here. So they got to be on live to win. I'm going to go through and I got a random number generator up on my screen as well too. So I'm going to be going through this. Be prepared to jump in and say, hey, I'm here. I want to make sure that you validate that you're here. But I know on our end, you're giving away for DealMachine, we're giving away an entire year of DealMachine Pro to this person. So they get all of the features we show off today, Monday, Friday, everything we're showing off in this challenge and much more. And then on top of all that as well, we're going to hook them up with another 50 free postcards to be able to actually continue to market out directly to sellers. So they've got the entire feature set they could possibly need when it comes to offline marketing and outbound marketing like this. I know on the Carrot side, you guys had said you're giving away a year of plus with free enrollment into 3 lead per day training. Can you talk about, Trevor, what that all includes too?
Yeah, let me dive into it because we've made some adjustments this past few months, kind of bringing out and making our pricing more flexible so people can mix and match the features that they need. And so plus normally is about $118 a month. So that right there, you times that by 12, that's, what is that, about $1,400, might even be closer to $1,500 right there in just the value of that feature set, not including any of the training that is also being given in here. That bumps it up big time. But you're going to be able to launch what we call high converting, high performing lead generation hub website, right? It's a website on steroids, basically, where we've taken our research over the last 10 to 12 years, baked it into the industry standard. We continue to innovate it on it. One of the fastest websites in the industry, the best converting, the best ranking in Google, and you get that. Now you're also going to be able to get our SEO tools. So the SEO tools, and I'll show some of it today, is our advanced search engine optimization tools. So track where you're ranking, what you need to do to rank in Google better, all the different little things. Or you can even spy on your competition and see, hey, what is my top 2 or 3 competitors doing that I'm not doing? What pages and keywords are they going after that's getting them traffic? So you're going to be able to get our SEO tools, amazing support, and there's a whole bunch more that's included in it too. So basically, guys, you're going to be able to launch the site, dial it in, and really have the tools you need to get it ranked well in Google, as long as you put the work into it. And that's kind of the caveat. You got to put some work into it, just like DealMachine. You can't just push a button and do no work. There's some level of work in there. And so Carrots can be the same. We between us and DealMachine, we just make it way the heck easier to do that work.
Love it. So let's do a little giveaway here, guys. I pulled up all the names here, so we'll take just a minute. Trevor, if you give me a little drum roll here, please.
Yeah, here we go.
All right. We have, let's see, they got to be on live to win. This is, I think I saw the name earlier, Dawn Birch. Is Dawn on the call?
Congrats, Dawn. Let's see.
Jump in there, Dawn.
Up there, but they might
I think you're on attendees here. Make sure to jump in and say I'm here. I know there's a little delay on webinar jam, so this might take a second. We'll give her a minute here. Dawn, are we,
Here we go. Hopefully she didn't take the. There we go.
There we go. Perfect. I'm here.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Congratulations. That's a big one, man. $3,000
No joke.
value there. I love it.
Absolutely. Dawn, congratulations. You've got everything you need on the tech side. Like, you are fully set up. You're basically committed to doing deals now. It's like,
that's right.
Yeah,
you got to do us proud, Don. You got to do us proud. Okay. Take the tools that are at your disposal and make a bunch of money with it. Make this year your year. Make this year your year.
Absolutely. So everybody jump in the chat, give Dawn a little congratulations. Thanks for already doing that. Again, the real grand prize here, right, is going to take action on this and go do deals and get out there and make things happen. But we want to help out as much as we can along the way. So Dawn, congratulations. I'll make sure my team reaches out on our end to hook you up with that. And then, the Carrot team I can work with as well to get you everything you just won there. So
yeah,
fantastic. So I love making somebody's day there. So let us do a quick, very, very brief kickoff recap. Again, it was all about, building that initial list of motivated sellers. And then, I know Brady touched on, the idea of a lead generation hub. We'll let, we'll let you, Trevor, really run with that for today. So you can get into your section here too, but I'll briefly show off, what we covered on the DealMachine front. Again, if you want to actually try this stuff out and follow along, with the free 7-day trial that we offer throughout this entire thing, I'll put that offer up here for you guys too. It's just at dealmachine.com/carrot. That'll get you the free trial. That'll get you all the unlimited free contact information, the free skip tracing that we're going to be talking about on Friday. And then it gets you 50 free postcards also, a little bonus there to be able to reach out to sellers through direct mail. So make sure to go through. If you're going to try this stuff out, if you're going to, again, lead with action, then, hey, try out this tech to help you there. Let me see if I can share my screen to show this off briefly for you guys. Again, what we covered, in the kickoff, I will share out with that replay link afterwards too. So, I'm just going to show this for just a minute here on, there we go. We've got that going. Just a minute here on Webinar Jam and on social. There we go. Perfect. So looks like there we go. We got it pulled up on both.
Cool.
So we show this off inside DealMachine in much more depth on day one. Make sure to rewatch that to be able to really get the proper training on this piece. But the main things we covered in terms of offline outbound marketing, really, there's kind of three main strategies we teach on how do you use DealMachine to go build a list of likely motivated sellers, of people in your market that you can really bring value to, people who are looking to sell sooner than later. They might have a problem that you can come in and solve and really, help them out of a particular situation, and also have a win-win there. Coming in and finding individuals that for whatever reason, they either don't want to deal with the property anymore, they can't deal with it anymore, they can't list it. Like, you can really come in and help them out in a variety of ways. It's just a matter of identifying those folks and then consistently reaching out to those folks. So what that looks like inside the technology, those three ways. The first one we covered was through list building. So getting out here and using our data to really come up with a very targeted list of potentially motivated sellers right here. What you see on the DealMachine app, this top bar is the filters bar. So we went through and put in quite a bit of criteria to get to our exact list. So again, watch day one to really get that specific kind of instruction there. But as you continue to put in this criteria, you'll see on the right side here, we've got properties you can browse that fit the criteria that you're pulling up. And then on the bottom here, you'll see a number of properties that fit that intersection of the exact criteria you're putting in here, but in real time. So you can see, hey, do I want to build my list on the spot of these 129 properties that I'm seeing in my viewing area? So this map that you're seeing right here, this is the desktop version. We also have a mobile app as well. A lot of what I do right here looks just like that on the mobile app. It just, squeezed down for a smaller screen. But the example we went through, we had somebody in the crowd shout out a zip code, but I want to go through here. If you just pick anything I'll just pick the St. Louis area. So we've got like South City, St. Louis, for example. You can choose an entire city, a county, an individual address, or a zip code, where when you start off with that, you just put in that broad, big area. it's going to immediately tell you and outline that area and say, hey, you've got, was it 11,001 properties that are in 63109. Awesome. Start big, broad area. And then you want to get a little more specific on the properties themselves. So the property type, and let's use single family, for example, how we can continue to nail this down further and further, get more and more exact. We are at 8,467 properties. Perfect. And then we talked about kind of 2 buckets of criteria. We talked about property criteria. So criteria about the house itself. It could be, price and estimated value. It could be bed, bath. Could be things like, all about the house, the mortgage, the equity, tax information, foreclosure info, MLS info, lien info, all kinds of different data points that we went through in that kickoff. And then we also included seller motivation criteria. So we went through this quick filters list and said, hey, are these, could we look at things that make them more likely to sell sooner than later? Can we look at things like expired listings or absentee owned or, high equity or free and clear, tax delinquent, foreclosures, senior owner, probate, all kinds of different options right there, where every time we filter in something else, and put on that criteria on top of each other, you'll see in real time the number of properties show you exactly how many that fit that list. And then you just hit the little build list button right here, confirm the build. It takes a few seconds, and you've got that all ported over inside DealMachine to start reaching out to. So our list building option, again, we did a deep dive on the kickoff. And then we also showed you guys driving for dollars and virtual driving for dollars. So we went in here and showed you, hey, if you're going to drive around and look for those fixer upper properties, look for those houses that you can add a lot of value to, quickly. We came in and showed you guys exactly what that looks like in terms of driving around, finding those fixer uppers in real life, finding those houses that, have physical signs of being distressed, and then simply clicking on them inside the app, hitting add lead, pinning properties that way, which it adds it to your list of leads. And then, continuously doing that over and over. We gave you guys a few pro tips as well around route tracking, around looking at, other ways to kind of team up with other people and have them drive for you. We talked about virtual driving, where you click this button and click anywhere on the map, and it kicks you over to a virtual D4D option. So you've got a lot of stuff going on inside DealMachine that you can really take advantage of to kind of build that list of motivated sellers. And really, day one, it was a much deeper dive than this. I just wanted to show you guys a quick crash course one last time to make sure that hey, here's how to use the tech. Here's how to follow through on that day one homework. And as you're doing this, as you're building this outbound list, hey, execute on your long-term marketing strategy, which Trevor's going to get into here in just a second. So, Trevor, is there anything you think, I know I breezed through this, but is there anything you think I should touch on or address before we get over to you today, man?
Dude, the biggest thing with DealMachine, guys, one thing is I'm always so impressed about with the tool is, number one, it's crazy easy to use, right? So just dive in, don't overcomplicate it, don't overthink it, and just start to take Matt's guidance and reach out to sellers and get the mail going and to call seller, like whatever the method is that you're going to use, just start on it. Because one of the biggest challenges I'll see, whether it's with Carrot or DealMachine or anything, is people go, cool, I got the tool, and I need this other thing, and then I need this other thing. I need the CR, and then I need this. Like you start to stack up this. Well, I will actually start when I get this other thing. You have everything you need in DealMachine and in Carrot to get started. You have everything you need. Okay, everything you need. You can manage your leads inside of DealMachine. You can manage the basics of the leads inside of Carrot. We don't care what you use, but you've got the tools there. You don't need to get this big fancy CRM to get started. And I think the next thing is you start to pick up momentum by doing. And so right after this call, or even during this call, that's the challenge I always like to toss out to people. It's like, before the end of the call, make your first move. Okay. Text your first 5 sellers before, like, do it while this call is happening, or click the buttons in DealMachine and get your first 10 postcards sent out, or go into Carrot and add your first 5 keywords or your first 2 keywords. Do something while on this call, and then you're going to start that momentum going. Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, doing it on the call is the ultimate form of accountability right there. So, fantastic. Well, for today's training, let me pull this back up here for you guys.
Yeah.
I've got Trevor really doing a deep dive on that long-term marketing strategy, right? On how to build that foundation, how to keep going from here. Trevor, do you want me to pull up the slides first, or do you want to screen share first, or what do you prefer?
Yep. Go ahead. And so I've got the screen share on Webinar Jam, and then go ahead and add mine up on StreamYard. Then I'm going to show the slides here in a sec. So
Cool. Let's do this, guys.
Yeah, for sure. So where I want to start, guys, is a little bit of data, okay? Because we always want to show, well, what's the opportunity, first of all, and how do you now capture the opportunity? And this is just Carrot data over the past, I think it's about 80 days or so. And this is unique leads who have came through and they're choosing to put their information in and or call and become a lead to hopefully become a deal. And in our data, usually about 1 in 10 to 1 in 15 leads turns into a deal. And depending on your deal type, if you're a wholesaler, a flipper, or buy and hold, the average that we see is about $20,000 or so, okay, in profit deal. So if we do this math really, really quickly here, just back of the napkin math, if we have 101,000 there, 27,000 there, so let's just say 128. So 128,000 leads that came through. Using that back of the napkin, if 1 in 10 of those turned into a deal, right? So let's divide that or times that by, what would that be? I guess 10%. Okay. That means 12,800 deals. Times that by $20,000, which is the average our clients have reported. Just in that 90 days, that's a big number. I don't even know what that is, but that's a lot. What is that? It's a lot. It's a lot of millions. $256 million in potential deal volume that has potentially happened in that past 90 days, assuming all those numbers were true. Right now, not every lead is a motivated seller in that list. There's some buyers in there probably, but there's roughly, you could probably bet between 100 and 256 million in actual deals that have been brought in, and that's the deal profits. That's not, I bought a house for 100 and sold it for 300. I'm counting 300,000. I'm talking the deal profits to 20,000 per deal. Okay. So I want to tell that to you, where if you're in a competitive market and you're asking the question, is there enough for me? Markets are ebbing and flowing. There's always going to be enough volume for people who are willing to put in the work and really do the work and use the tools effectively. So what we're going to be talking about in this next 25 minutes or so is we're going to be really talking about how do you now pair with DealMachine, and where DealMachine can go out and get quick results, and using the driving for dollars part of it or the list building side of it and all the tools in there. How do you now pair it with a long-term strategy? And you can use Carrot for quick leads as well. In one market that I was actually paying for the marketing in and partnering with a friend of mine, Bo Hollis, up in Louisville, Kentucky. This isn't normal, but it happened. Within the first 3 weeks, we had literally started the ad campaign, got the leads, and closed the deal, money in the bank, within 3 weeks. That is not normal. Okay, that's not normal. It's more to say it's possible. And we netted $56,000 on that wholesale deal. Launched ads. 3 weeks later, money in bank. We split it down the middle, 56 grand, split down the middle between us. It's possible, but that's not normal, typical results. So I want to lay that out for you guys, that you can do quick things with this as well. Okay. So the biggie here that I want everyone to latch around is, when we're doing marketing, we always have to ask the question, okay, what marketing am I doing? And then what are my prospects doing once they see my marketing? So if you're doing direct mail, then I want to put myself in that position of that client or that prospect or that seller getting that postcard or that letter and saying, what are they going to do right before they get that? Like, what are they thinking? What challenges are they going through? What problems are they going through? What questions might they have? What are they nervous about? Right? Put yourself in the mind of that prospect. And then you want to say, well, right after they get that postcard, what are they going to do? So given that they have these thoughts and these objections and these questions and these challenges that they may be experiencing, and then they see your postcard or they get the call or they get the text message, what are they going to do next? What would you do next? Okay. And many of the people are going to go to the internet. So all offline marketing drives online demand. Brady had introduced that earlier in the challenge. And so whether you're doing any type of offline marketing or online, that website, or what we call a hub, okay, it should be the hub of all of your marketing. A website's not just another marketing channel. It should be the center thing that binds and glues all of your marketing channels together. It should be the center of your trust and credibility. Because if they get that piece of direct mail or a phone call, a lot of them are going to go, well, who's Matt? How do I trust Matt versus the real estate agent that I know, or Aunt Sally, who's an agent, or there's these 5 other people who sent these postcards too. How do I know which one to trust? I don't know. I've never done this before. Right. What a lot of them are going to do, they're going to hit the internet. And they're going to ask those questions. They're going to type in Matt's company or his name and type in blah, 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 blah reviews, right? And whatever they find online or do not find is what they are going to use to base their decision off of. And we find it all the time where we'll plug in some of the things I'm going to be teaching you guys today with clients who are already doing offline marketing, and they'll immediately see an increase in revenue, increase in profits with no change in their traffic. Okay, they're doing radio and TV commercials, or they're doing billboards. The same amount of people are hitting their website because they're searching for their company name or putting their URL in. But because the website gets set up correctly, and I'm going to show you some examples of how to do that using the Carrot platform, that now it performs better, it builds trust, it builds credibility, and they end up closing and converting at a much higher rate. Okay, so Carter Steph, one of our clients in Oklahoma City, he is one of those examples. He had a $10,000 custom website. He was really proud of it, looked insanely pretty, and it did get leads and did get deals. What he didn't realize was how many deals he was actually losing because he had a website that looked like a good website, but it wasn't set up to perform. That's all we do at Carrot. All we do is focus on how do we make this perform better than anything else, so you stop losing leads and deals. If you just lose one of those $20,000 deals a year and you didn't even know you lost it, because the seller's not going to call you up and say, hey, I decided not to go with you, but I'm going to go with Johnny by his houses over here. But I decided not to go with you because you didn't look very credible when it landed on your website. They're never going to do that. So the question is, how many deals are you losing because we have not built that trust and credibility through the internet, right? And the reason we get a better conversion traditionally through this type of marketing, 2 to 3 times higher conversion rate. And like the stats up in the upper right show, we actually not just get 2 to 3 times higher conversion rate, but our clients have reported over double the average profit per deal through the marketing where the person does a Google search and finds your website versus traditional offline marketing. Now, DealMachine is different because you're going to be marketing with more motivated sellers because of inherently built into the strategy of DealMachine. So you're going to be getting double the close ratio, double the profit per deal, which means you can do more money, less work, or double the money with the same amount of work versus other strategies. But it does take work. All right. So the big concept here, guys, is you don't really need a website, right? I'm not going to tell anybody on this call that, oh my gosh, you have to have a website in order to be successful in any business. You could be, the best possible HVAC person here in Roseburg, Oregon, and not have a website, but man, you worked your butt off on building trust and reviews and recommendations and this and that. You do a bunch of direct mail. But the question is, how many customers are you losing because you don't? Okay. So we want to tighten that up. We want to completely remove the possibility that I'm losing revenue just because I don't have a website or a good one. Let me tell you one more story. So Bo Hollis up in Louisville, Kentucky. So this is his Carrot lead generation hub. Okay. He builds credibility. He shows how I can serve you. Took him just a handful of hours to customize things on here. He called me up one day. He's like, dude, I got a really, really hot seller lead in Florida. Now he's in Louisville, Kentucky. Okay. So I said, dude, how'd you get the seller lead in Florida? And I said, you're not marketing in Florida. Now you see down here, he does have some Florida pages today, but he didn't at the time. He goes, man, the person said they got my direct mail piece. I go, oh, yeah. I go, cool. He goes, the problem is I'm not sending out any direct mail. I have never sent out direct mail. I go, okay. So he goes, there's another company in Florida that also called their name Simply Sold, and they do direct mail. That person got their direct mail piece. They went to Google and they typed up Simply Sold. They typed up their brand. What popped up was Bo Hollis's company, which happened to have a better optimized website for that brand. Bo has done $200,000 plus in deals from that Simply Sold company in Florida's marketing because Bo has a better website for their brand. So Simply Sold doesn't even know they've lost $200,000 in profits on their direct mail because they didn't do what I'm going to be teaching you guys today. All right, guys. So let's pop back over here. What we really want to focus on is a hub. And what a hub is, when you think about a hub, it's the center of the wheel, right? Like everything feeds back to the hub in a wheel. And so if we picture it that way, the wheel could not operate without a hub. The hub is literally the thing that creates the initial strength and ties everything together. And when I talk with a lot of real estate investors and agents, they treat each marketing channel as a separate thing that is not interconnected to all the other marketing, where I actually think things are different. I think when you do direct mail or driving for dollars or cold calling, it's actually directly interconnected with your online marketing because of that offline marketing drives online demand. Okay. I think if someone gets a postcard and then is able to see your website and dig in and see your reviews and check things out and build that trust and credibility, they're actually going to convert even better. It works together. It's a 1 + 1 = 3. And so you want to look at your website not as just a website. It's the hub of all of your marketing. It's the hub of your trust, the hub of your credibility. And I'm going to show you some really good ways that people have used Carrot to customize theirs to bring in that trust and bring in that credibility, so that seller or buyer, depending on what type of lead you're going after, wants to work with you. Okay, the end result of this, when you do this right, is you bring in the most motivated sellers. They find you. Okay, so I'm going to start to show some of these hubs right here. Okay, so when I dive into the back end of Carrot, so I'm going to pop into this one here. Okay, when I dive into the back end of Carrot, this is an existing website that's already set up, right? So when I dig into here, I'm not showing how easy it is to launch a website. It's crazy simple. It's crazy quick. You guys can go right inside of the website, launch the website really, really easily. You can pick, do I want motivated house sellers or cash buyers or land sellers or land buyers or note sellers or HVAC, that's coming soon. Or I'm a real estate agent. I want a real estate agent site going after retail sellers and buyers. There's a lot of options. Okay. Mobile home websites, whatever type of lead you're going after, we've got you. You launch that website and then you can pop in here and you can start to customize things. Okay. So you can come in here and pick one of the premium designs that are up here. Bo has one of the premium designs in our premium design add-on, or you can choose some of the ones down here that they all convert great. They all match our baseline guidelines for high conversion, high speed SEO optimization. Okay. So you can pick those. You can customize things, add your branding, add your colors. And we really kind of create this box where, can you customize Carrot 100% and do everything you want? You can't, but that's by design, because we're the people focusing on performance, and you probably haven't focused on performance. You probably haven't had the chance to run 1,000 split tests and see tens of millions of visitors come through and millions of leads come through. We're always adjusting and changing things and giving you guidance. We're building it right into the websites to say, bam, we found this thing that makes your website work faster. Bam, we found this thing that makes your website convert better. So we're actually going to limit some of the things you can do on your website to prevent you from messing it up, the things that make it convert, but give you the full ability to customize it around that. Okay. So now let's pop out of here and say, once I pick that website design, now I'm going to go over here and update some of the content. Okay. So you're already going to have some base stock pages that are there ready to go for you. And you can head in here and just start to customize things. Okay. Click, drag, drop. You can customize the content pretty darn easily right from inside of here. If I want to add a video, it's going to be really quick and simple just to go ahead and add a video or add a section that has a video in here. Okay. So after you've customized some of that content, the very next thing that I'm going to have you guys do, and this is kind of the action item I'd love for you guys to take, is I'd love for you then to create your first location page. Okay. If you were to go to Google and look for, something like homes for sale in Roseburg, Oregon, or Eugene, Oregon, what we're usually going to find here, and this is how we now start to get in front of those sellers. What we're usually going to find is Realtor.com, Zillow, Redfin. They're always ranked pretty high in Google. What you're going to notice, though, it's never Zillow.com's homepage, right? It's never Zillow.com. It's always their page that they made specifically for Eugene, Oregon. They have Eugene, Oregon content. They have Eugene, Oregon stuff. It's relevant. When I land there, I get what I'm looking for. Okay. So we do the same thing on our Carrot websites. Is you go in and you start to customize things and you go, cool, I'm going to create a new page for Eugene, Oregon. Okay. You can use our auto locations tool, which is a brand new tool in our content tools add-on, or you can go straight to the home page. Right here, you can click duplicate, and then you'll be able to go through and customize that for that market. Okay. You can pop right over here, change what we call the market setting. And if I'm going from Louisville to, Eagle Point, Oregon, I'm just going to be able to right here, type Eagle Point, Oregon. Okay. Type the zip code. If the phone number is different for that market for you, great. If not, we're going to pipe in the phone number you gave us, click update. And that page is kind of ready to go. You can come in here now and customize it if you want with local photos for Eagle Point and things like that. I want you to launch your first location page. Okay. And your home page ideally is your primary market. If you only buy homes in Eagle Point, Oregon, as an example, and you have no plans to expand outside of Eagle Point, Oregon, amazing. Your homepage should be Sell My House Fast, Eagle Point, Oregon. Okay. But if you ever have a plan to expand outside of Eagle Point, Oregon, you're going to buy in White City and Medford and Grants Pass and Klamath Falls and other places like that, then you're probably going to want to have your page maybe being Medford, if Medford is going to be the majority of your revenue for the next number of years. Homepage is Medford. Then create a location page for Eagle Point, a location page for the state of Oregon. Sell my house fast in Oregon. Okay, just start there. Okay, so create a state page and a few city focused pages. All right, guys. So the next couple things, then we'll pop in here that I want you guys to do is once you launch that lead generation hub, I want you to go inside of the about page and the reviews page. Okay, the about page and the reviews page. I'm just going to give you a couple examples and show you some of the ones that really stand out. This is Gabriel Garcia, very, very successful real estate investor in Florida. And they moved over from custom WordPress website to Carrot a number of years ago. They actually were Carrot, moved away to a custom site, spent a bunch of money. 2 years later, came back because of ease and performance. Okay, those are my favorite ones where they think the grass is green. They spend all the money, then they go, oh my gosh, no, I'm coming back. And so what they've done is they said, well, if a seller is weighing different options, right? If they have different options, it's one of the biggest financial decisions they can make. They probably want to feel really comfortable. They want to know that Matt's a good dude, that Matt's a guy who's going to serve them well, going to treat them well, that he has some level of experience that can help them through this problem, through this challenge, that you're going to follow through on your commitments, right? So what we want to do is on these websites, we want to put things on there that are going to show them that trust and confidence. So if you've done a number of deals, we want you to have reviews up here. Okay, this is probably one of the best reviews pages I've ever seen across our system. So I'm showing you like the gold standard, but you don't have to do this. Put 4 or 5 reviews up there, or 3. Add a picture of the client or the house and a sentence or 2 on what they said and how you help them. Okay, but this is the gold standard. They've really taken our guidance and said, no, we are going to be the most credible home buyer in the state of Florida. And they've done videos. They have hundreds of reviews. So I just want to show you the gold standard, and then you can kind of walk it back and do a micro version of that for now and kind of build up to it. Okay, but get reviews on here. So if I'm marketing against Gabriel, and this is what the client's seeing, I better show a good, credible front as well, right? The next thing I want you guys to do is the about page. Okay, let me show you some data over here. And I think I'm going to be able to show it correctly. Google Analytics changed to GA4 like 8 months ago, and I'm still getting used to how to navigate around.
I think everyone is.
Everything. Dude. So hopefully this is going to show me something cool. Okay. So this is over the last 90 days. Okay. 8 million views, 4 million individual, almost 5 million individual people that landed on these websites, our clients' websites over the past 90 days. Number 1 page is the homepage. Okay, by far, that's where a lot of people are going to land there from the direct mail, or they're going to land there from a Google ad or whatever. Number 2 is the property pages on Carrot. So if you're selling properties, over 256,000 views and 84,000 users, buyers landed on those property pages. So you can post your properties for sale on the Carrot platform. Okay, but then down here is our company. Okay, usually number 3, number 4, most visited web page across all of our websites is always our company. 108,000 people chose to click through and say, I want to learn who this company is before I work with them. Okay, that's where we start to see a real lift. So spend a little bit of time, guys, on that Our Company page. Customize it a little bit. You don't have to make it like theirs. I'll show you a couple examples. Okay, Bo's is good, not quite as crazy and robust as the other one. He has a simple video. Here's who I am. Here's a little bit about what we do. Here's my team. It's him and his family. He has no team, right? It's literally him and his family. So don't be afraid if you don't have a big team. It's just you. Great. Use that to your advantage, right? Use that to your advantage. And then just start to say, hey, here's what we do. Okay, I'll show you another couple examples. So let's look at this one here about our company. This client went through our services. If you don't want to do the customization, we can do the customization for you. But a little bit about who they do. Hey, here's a picture of them. We're real people. You can connect with us. Here's why we do what we do. Here's a few reviews. Those little things, guys, make a big, big difference, because if 108,000 people over the last 90 days chose to go to the Our Company page, and that's just the page that literally had the URL, our-company, it doesn't include anyone who changed that URL. So you can probably double that amount of searches, or that amount of people landing on the pages. It is crazy important to build that trust and credibility. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up into a few action items here for you here. If you're not a Carrot member yet, now's a perfect time to go join Carrot. Okay, go get an account. You can start with our base level, or you go right over to The middle plan tends to be the plan that you're going to be able to get the best balance of features, power, and value. Okay. So it's only about $118 a month, but you can start under $100 a month, get everything you need to start. Launch that lead generation hub. If you're going after sellers, pick the Motivated House Seller website, and then just go in there and do some basic customizations to start. Okay. Pick the design you want to stand out, upload some local photos, add a logo if you have one, update your about page a little bit, and then add your first location page. After that, guys, dig into our community. We have our Facebook community that is called the Evergreen Marketing Community, and we can really serve you and help you there. Once you get outside of this challenge, that's where we're going to be able to dive in and really help you in a deep way in our community. And we're going to help you along the way, guys. Okay. So I'll toss it back over to you, Matt.
Yeah.
So I kind of blew through it. I know that was a lot, y'all, but launch that site, update the about page, get the first location page created, and that's it.
Love it, man. That was phenomenal. I mean, I was going through, I was taking some notes, and I know we're giving you guys a lot of info, helping you drink from the fire hose here too, throughout these 5 days. But yeah, I was taking a few notes. I mean, I've got my own Carrot site for my own personal business. Like I think Bo's about page is blows ours out of the water. So I need to update a few things on ours. But yeah, it's great to walk through this too, man. And have you really share your knowledge directly with our audience and your own community too.
Yeah.
So,
dude, and there's some good questions in here. Greg T has a couple great questions. You mind if we dive into Greg's question?
Yeah, actually, you know what? Do you mind if we assign? So we've signed the homework really quick here. I think all we have left, if you go a couple slides over, I think we just have a quick reminder. Again, do the homework, guys. You got to do the homework to be able to qualify for the grand prize giveaway, which are giving away another prize worth over $3,000 as well on Friday. So Dawn, congrats on winning today. Friday, you got to do the homework. You got to show up live again on the Friday's training, and that way you can qualify for that last grand prize giveaway. I do want to mention just that last reminder. If you're going to use DealMachine, the next slide over there, Trevor, if you're going to use DealMachine to help you follow through on this stuff, it's just DealMachine.com/carrot right there. That's the 7-day free trial with, like I mentioned, the free skip tracing unlimited and the bonus postcards. We're going to be really going over both of those two things on the Friday training, really talking more about outbound, offline marketing. But then Trevor mentioned if you want to try out Carrot as well, there's that carrot.com/supercharge right there, which, you were going through the different plans right there. This is going to give you also that free leads per day premium training as well. So, is there anything else on that last training you want to touch on here too? Or
yeah, dude. So the 3 leads per day training, what we've done is if you want to really focus on SEO, which is ranking high in Google, there is work that has to be done. So the first decision we always ask people to do is like, number one, do you want to do the work yourself, which requires work? We got to learn the process. It's as if on DealMachine, DealMachine does a good job making the direct mail pieces for you, right? But let's say you wanted to start from scratch. You're like, I'm gonna learn marketing. I'm gonna make all the copy. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. You've got to learn the skill set of marketing and learn the skill set to go execute it. Okay, we've done so much. We've done about 70% of the SEO work for you on the Carrot platform, meaning everything to make it load fast. We've taken care of that. Everything to make the website so it's structured correctly the way that Google wants it. We've taken care of that. Everything on your title tags, your alt tags, all the fancy nerdy SEO things behind the scenes. We've taken care of all that. We've already done all the research there for you. We structured the content on the pages. We've written content on there. Then you can use our AI rewrite tool to rewrite it, so it's more unique to you. We've taken care of that. What you need to now focus on is the last 30%, okay, which is really doing extra optimization, which that's a fancy term we teach you how to do in our training. But then also it's the off page. It's getting links to your website and things like that. So the 3 leads per day takes you from beginner to advanced. How to do that if you want to learn it yourself, or you could take this training, go hand it over to your nephew or your niece if they want to do the work with you, or you could go take this training and give it to a VA and have them follow this process for you and have them hop on our coaching calls. Or you can skip all this completely and say, you know what, I don't want to do any of that work. I just want to hire an expert, and I'd rather trade my money for time and hire an expert to have them customize my website for me and drive the traffic with and for me. So there's just multiple options. You can do that through the marketplace. But that training is our most advanced training. And if you look at any search engine optimization provider in this space that I can think of, I can't think of one that isn't. Every single one of the major players in this space learned SEO literally from that training, and we update it annually. So it is the default training that the best experts in the industry started with.
Love to see that. So awesome. I want to make sure that, I know we have people who are probably going to drop here at the hour. So I want to make sure we covered all that for you guys to help you complete the homework. You pay attention to your email. That'll be where we turn in the homework as well. But Trevor, now I think we're ready to take some questions here, if that works.
Cool. Yeah. So Greg T, awesome questions, Greg. Thank you for bringing these. So Greg has a few questions. Says, with Carrot, what's the added cost for Facebook PPC advertising? I'm gonna kind of string them together. Then he says, why not all in one system like Freedom Logic? Let's answer actually each one of them. Okay. So why would we need DealMachine if Carrot generates leads? So the first thing is, you always want to be having multiple ways to go find sellers and deals. Okay. There's going to be sellers who you're never going to find on a list because they're not exhibiting demand, but they're going to go do a Google search because they're like, oh my gosh, I've got to solve this problem. Okay. Now on the flip side of it, there's people who are not doing Google searches yet, but you're going to be able to deliver something in front of them where it piques their interest to go, oh my gosh, yes, I really do want to sell. I didn't realize that there was an option like this. So you're actually able to cover more sellers, and you'll be able to branch and get both the sellers who are actively seeking on the internet to try to find a solution. They're crazy motivated, and the ones who aren't yet. And that's where you mash the two together. So do you have to have both? Heck no, you don't have to have both. But this is where when you pair the two together, Carrot's going to help make DealMachine marketing convert even better, because you're going to be building trust and credibility and close those deals more effectively. Okay, you lose one deal a year because someone isn't sure if they should work with you because your online presence isn't credible. That's $20,000 lost. How expensive was that actually to avoid the $100 or $200 a month investment? Right now, it was a $20,000 expense, not a $100 a month investment. So that's the first thing, is you don't have to use both, but when you use both together, you cover more types of sellers and you're able to really get into the most motivated prospects. Number two, why don't we believe in all-in-one systems? So I've been a big, from day one at Carrot in 2014. I have been speaking about this from day one, that I think all-in-one systems are amazing for the ability to be able to feel like you can access everything at your fingertips. The problem with an all-in-one, though, is they're usually pretty darn good at one thing and mediocre at best at everything else. Okay. So I'm amazing friends with Rob Swanson, who owns FreedomSoft, which actually powers Freedom Logic. So Freedom Logic is a white label of FreedomSoft. And I'm amazing friends with Rob. He himself, we've talked even recently where he's like, yeah, I mean, our websites are not the best, and we're even thinking about sunsetting them. So a lot of those all-in-one systems have focused amazing at one thing. Rob has focused great on one or two things that they are the best at. They're crazy good at, but they're not good at the things that we're good at. They're not good at the things that DealMachine's good at. So you can either do best of class at the tool that's going to give you the best result, or mediocre, middle of the road class in the tool that's going to give you, a little bit of everything. We have a ton of customers who are RealFlow, Freedom Logic, you name it, that gives a free website, RE-Simply. We have a ton of customers who pay for that other tool, but still use Carrot for their website because they're losing deals every day with their underperforming website. And the same thing with DealMachine. I know there's people who have Batch and they still use DealMachine for your guys' tools because you're better at driving for dollars, or you're better for this, or you're better for that. Get the best of class tool if you're going to truly step into that marketing channel, and get the best of class tool for that marketing channel. Okay. So let's see.
Great advice.
Yeah. And last thing here, Greg says now it costs $200 a month. It does. And there are expenses in business, and this is where you get to choose. You might just start with DealMachine, right? Next 90 days, DealMachine the heck out of things, and then add the Carrot side later. Or you might start with Carrot and go, man, I'm going to go all in here. And then in 60 days, once I get that, then I'm going to add DealMachine. But I would suggest marrying the two of them early on and start them both, because DealMachine can give you some quick results while you're building up momentum. And then they're both going to be cranking for you after good execution. Mm-hmm. And last thought, Matt, I know we're over time by a minute, is one of the mistakes I see a lot of newer entrepreneurs, newer investors make is we tend to think about the investments we make in our business as expenses versus investments. When we think about something from the expense standpoint, it's usually an emotional tie to a number. we feel that $200 or $500 or $1,000 or whatever that is like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I was on a call with the newer client the other day who said, how much should what can I get from putting $500 a month into Facebook ads? I'm like, well, that's a good question. I can't tell you for sure what you're going to get, but I think that's the wrong question, because you're using an emotional marketing budget. I'm emotionally willing to part ways or risk $500 a month. What we need to do is use math. Okay. And so with DealMachine and Carrot, start with what's your average profit per deal? My average profit per deal is $15,000. Okay, great. How many leads using these marketing methods does it take me to get that deal? Let's use 10 for round numbers. That's pretty, on target, 10 to 15 with Carrot, and likely with the qualified calls that are coming with DealMachine is probably similar to that too. Okay. So let's use 10 for round numbers. Average profit per deal is $15,000. It takes me 10 leads, 10 good qualified leads to get that deal. Great. Then I ask the question, well, how much am I willing to spend in marketing to get that $15,000? A good number in marketing is usually 25%. You want a 4-to-1 return. So let's use $20,000 because I can't do that math in my brain, Matt. So average profit per deal is $20K. So 25% of $20K is $5,000. I'd trade that all day long, dude. I would trade $5,000 to get $20,000 all day long, right? What a lot of us do, though, is we say, even though math says that I should be willing to trade 5 for 20, and that's what your competitors are doing, they're doing that, okay? If I'm only willing to spend a couple $100 a month or $500 or $1,000, I have not let math work for me yet. So with any marketing method, DealMachine, you guys have a number. Matt, what's the number? How many properties should they put in before they should really realistically expect math to work for them to get a deal?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on if you're driving for dollars or if you're building a list. The list builder side is going to take more leads to reach out to consistently, but it's going to save you time. You're not out there building that list by driving around. The driving for dollars approach, I mean, you're going to see usually a couple hundred. It depends on the market. So, a less competitive market, maybe you're looking at, around that number. A more competitive market might be a couple times that, but it varies based on a lot of those factors.
Yeah.
So, but regardless, you're using the math to reverse engineer it and figure out those conversion rates and how much you're willing to spend to get to that deal. I mean,
So if they were 75 properties in and haven't got a deal yet, do more properties, right? You haven't let Matt work with you. You haven't let math work with you yet. And on the Facebook ad side of things or Google PPC side of things, kind of giving you a direct answer, depending on your market, of course, but anywhere between, $2,000, let's say $1,500 to $5,000 per deal, depending on market and how who's running the campaign. And if it's going to a high converting site like Carrot, that's usually what we see as a cost per deal. So if I'm paying $5,000 to get that deal, but I'm bringing in $22,000, I'll make that trade all day long. So, Greg, hopefully that helped. But costs for Facebook ads, there's not really a cost I would recommend. I'd work it back and say, what does math say that I should be willing to spend or invest to get that $20,000 profit deal? It says you should be willing to invest $5,000 for that channel and use that for every marketing channel. Yeah,
that's a great way to think through that framework. And I really, really appreciate, again, Trevor, you jumping on here. I always enjoy doing these with you. So
heck yeah, man. Thank you. And I'm always so impressed at what you guys are doing at DealMachine. It honestly, Matt, it challenges me to get better. It challenges me to come back with the team and go like, dude, you see how slick that was to use that app on DealMachine? Like, let's work in this over here. And so keep on leading the way there. Love it. And so pumped to be partners with you guys.
Yeah, same over here, man. I'm consistently impressed by not just your product, but your team. Like, you guys, you're awesome to work with, and appreciate you guys teaming up on this with us. So, well, I think we got to everything there on the questions. Really good stuff today, guys. Again, please turn in that homework, and we're excited to give away a ton of free prizes on Friday. So, same time, same place on Friday. Pay attention to your email, and Trevor, appreciate you, man. And I'll be on with Brady on Friday.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Guys, do the homework.
Thanks, everybody.